Curious about the different dining rooms on Disney cruise ships? If you want to know more, just keep watching. So one of the things that makes Disney Cruise Lines truly unique is that instead of having a main dining room where you go on every night of your cruise to the exact same dining room, the exact same table with the same serving team as it is on other cruise lines, instead Disney has rotational dining. What rotational dining means is that on each of the Disney cruise ships, there are actually 3 dining rooms. In those 3 dining rooms, you will still go to your same table number in every dining room. And the fun part is your serving team follows you from dining room to dining room. If you've been on a cruise before, whether it's a Disney cruise or another one, you know that you make a special relationship with your serving team in the dining room as you see them every night and they get to know your preferences and your likes and dislikes, and as you just have fun chatting with them and learning about their lives as well. So it's really special that the serving team follows you from dining room to dining room. Another great advantage from going to different dining rooms is that you have a completely different experience every night of your cruise. So for example, on Disney cruises, there's always an animator's palette on every one of the ships. That's one of the dining rooms. And that dining room really brings to life the magic of animation and how Disney brings stories to life. It is different on the 2 different nights you are in Animator's Palette if you're on a longer cruise, like a 7-night cruise. So I definitely recommend going to both nights of Animator's Palette. Additionally, Disney always has a dining room that is more formal than the other ones. On the Fantasy, for example, it's called Royal Court, and it is like you're eating in a palace, and it is just a fancier dining room with some special food that also makes you think that you're eating in a palace. The 3rd dining room on each of the Disney cruise ships is a little bit different on each ship, so I won't go through them all, but they're each a truly unique dining experience. And don't worry, like I said, that serving team will keep following you, and you keep going to your same table every night so you won't get lost or anything. Another thing to keep in mind is that there are 2 seatings on Disney cruises, the earlier seating and the later seating. And since you're on the ship and there are no other random people on the ship, there is no need to show up to the dining room early. Some people will stand in a line outside of the dining room, but there's really no need to do that because, like I said, you have a reserved table every night of the cruise. No one's gonna take your table, no one's gonna take your food. So you can really just show up right when your dining time starts. If you're wondering what order do I get to go to these restaurants in, that is a good question. The way you find out is when you check in at the port on your very first day of the cruise, you get what's called a Key to the World card. This is actually one of my husband's old ones. So there's the Key to the World card works for so many different things. One of the things that's most important is that you can use it to get into your stateroom. It's the only way to get into your stateroom. So make sure you take your key card with you when you are leaving the stateroom so that you can get back in later. The other thing it works as is a charge card. Be careful with this one. But you can use this at any of the Disney merchandise shops on the ship, or at any of the bars, or even on Castaway Cay if you'd like to buy a drink or a souvenir. So there's no need to carry your wallet or your purse around on your Disney cruise. It is so freeing. It's one of my favorite things about cruising. And the other thing that it tells you is, like I said, your dining time. It's the very first thing listed at the bottom, so you know what seating you're in. And then right after your dining time, there's a scramble of letters that you probably don't know what it means at first glance. That scramble of letters tells you which dining room you go to at which time. So for example, on this old one, it says ERA, ERRA. So E on the Disney Fantasy stands for Enchanted Garden. So on this cruise, we went to Enchanted Garden our first night of the cruise. R, which is the second letter on the card, stands for Royal Court on the Fantasy. So we went to Royal Court on the second night of our cruise. And A on the Disney Fantasy stands for Animator's Palette, as it does on every Disney cruise. And so on the 3rd night of our cruise, we went to Animator's Palette, and so on and so forth. So you know exactly what order to go to each of the restaurants in. And lastly, it has your table number right on your card, so you don't have to worry about forgetting which table you're at. If you do forget, don't worry. The hosts at the front of the restaurant can look up your name and tell you exactly what table to go to and show you your way to the table. I hope that answers a few of your questions about the rotational dining on Disney Cruise Line. It really makes a difference, I think, and I love trying out all the different restaurants on different nights of my cruises. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to watch more about Disney cruises, or if you have any questions, feel free to leave comments below and I'll be sure to answer them in future videos. If you'd like to see more videos, just hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell next to it and you'll find out when I post new videos. Bye, thanks for watching.